Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Coffee and English channel. I am Sam.
And I am James. Welcome to a very important masterclass.
Today, we are going to fix your mistakes. We are going to talk about confusing words.
English has many words that look the same or sound the same, but have very different meanings.
For example, do you make a cake or do a cake? Do you say a story or tell a story?
If you mix these up, native speakers might not understand you.
In this 1-hour video, we will explain 50 pairs of confusing words. That is 100 words in total.
We will explain the rule, and then we will give you a clear example.
Let's begin with the most common mistakes. Part 2, the big verbs.
Let's start with the classic problem. Pair number 1, make versus do.
This is difficult because in many languages, these are the same word, but in English, they are different.
Use make when you create something. You produce something. I make a cake. I make dinner. I make a mistake.
Use do for tasks, activities, and jobs. You are not creating a physical object. I do my homework. I do the laundry. I do business.
So Sam, do you make the dishes or do the dishes?
I do the dishes. I am cleaning them, not creating them.
Pair number 2, say versus tell.
These both mean to communicate. The difference is the person.
Use tell when you speak to someone. You must include the person. Tell me the truth. Tell him to stop. Tell us a story.
You say when you do not focus on the person. You focus on the words. She said hello. He said that he was tired.
We never say she said me. We say she told me or she said to me. Pair number 3, speak versus talk.
These are very similar, but speak is a little more formal. We also use speak for languages. I speak English. Can I speak to the manager?
Talk is more casual and conversational. Let's talk about movies. She talks a lot.
If you are giving a serious presentation, you are speaking. If you are chatting with friends, you are talking.
Pair number 4, listen versus hear.
This is about intention. Hear is automatic. It happens because you have ears. You don't try to do it. I hear a bird singing outside.
Listen is an active choice. You focus your attention. I listen to music. Please listen to me.
You can hear a noise, but you might not be listening to it.
Pair number 6, look versus watch.
Look is to direct your eyes at something briefly. Look at that car. Look at the clock.
Watch is to look at something for a long period of time, usually something that is moving or changing. I watch a movie. I watch the football game.
We never say I look a movie. We say I watch a movie.
Pair number 6, see versus watch.
This is tricky. We usually use see for movies in the cinema and watch for movies at home. I saw Star Wars at the cinema. I watched Netflix on my sofa.
Part 3, movement and travel.
Let's move on to movement verbs. Pair number 7, come versus go.
This depends on where you are. Use come for movement towards the speaker. Please come here. Are you coming to my party?
Use go for movement away from the speaker. Please go away. I want to go to Paris.
If I am at work and you are at home, I say I am coming home.
Pair number 8, bring versus take. This is similar to come and go. Use bring when you carry something here. Please bring me a coffee. Did you bring your homework?
Use take when you carry something there. Don't forget to take your umbrella when you leave. Please take this trash outside.
Bring it here, take it there. Pair number 9, arrive at versus arrive in. We never say arrive to. That is a common mistake. We arrive at or in.
Use arrive in for cities and countries. I arrived in London. I arrived in France.
Use arrive at for specific places. I arrived at the airport. I arrived at the hotel.
Pair number 10, travel versus trip.
Travel is usually a verb. I love to travel. He travels for work.
Trip is a noun. How was your trip? We went on a school trip.
We do not say, how was your travel? We say, how was your trip?
Pair number 11, Way versus road.
A road is the physical street with asphalt for cars. The road is wet.
A way is the direction or the route to get somewhere. Do you know the way to the bank? You are going the wrong way.
Pair number 12, journey versus commute. A journey is a long trip, often one way. The journey took 6 hours.
A commute is your regular travel to work every day. My commute is 30 minutes by train.
Part 4, money and ownership. Let's talk about money. This is where people make many mistakes. Pair number 13, borrow versus lend.
Borrow is to take something temporarily. Can I borrow your pen? I need to borrow money from the bank.
Lend is to give something temporarily. Can you lend me your pen? The bank lent me money.
So you borrow from someone, you lend to someone.
Pair number 14, rob versus steal.
Both mean taking something illegally. The difference is the object.
You steal the object. Someone stole my wallet. He stole a car. You rob the place or the person. Someone robbed the bank. Someone robbed me.
If a thief takes your watch, he robbed you, he stole your watch.
Pair number 15, win versus beat. Use win for the game, the prize, or the competition. We won the game. I won the lottery.
Use beat for the opponent. I beat my brother at tennis. Brazil beat Germany.
We do not say, I won my brother. That sounds like you own him. You say, I beat my brother. Pair number 16, buy versus pay. You buy the product. I bought a shirt.
You pay the money. I paid $20.
You can also pay for the product. I paid for the shirt. Pair number 17, receipt versus recipe. Oh, this is a big pronunciation mistake too.
A receipt is the paper you get after you buy something. Would you like your receipt in the bag?
A recipe is the instructions for cooking food. Can I have your cake recipe? Pair number 18, bill versus check. In a restaurant, these are the same thing. In the UK, they say bill. Can I have the bill, please?
In the USA, we usually say check. Can I have the check, please?
Part 5, feelings and adjectives.
Now let's look at feelings. Pair number 19, bored versus boring.
This is the ED versus ING rule. Use ED to describe how a person feels. I am bored.
Use ing to describe the thing that causes the feeling. The movie is boring.
If you say, I am boring, it means you are not an interesting person. Be careful. Pair number 20, interested versus interesting. Same rule. I am interested in history. History is interesting.
Pair number 21, fun versus funny.
Fun means enjoyable. You had a good time. The party was fun. Roller coasters are fun.
Funny means it makes you laugh. It has humor. The clown is funny. The joke was funny.
A horror movie can be fun, but it is definitely not funny.
Pair number 22, alone versus lonely.
Alone is a physical state. It means there's nobody with you. I live alone. He was walking alone.
Lonely is an emotion.
You can be alone but happy, but you cannot be lonely and happy.
Pair number 23, sensitive versus sensible.
These are false friends in many languages. Sensitive means you have strong feelings or get hurt easily. Be careful what you say. He is very sensitive.
Sensible means logical, practical, or smart. It is sensible to bring a jacket because it is cold. Pair number 24, nervous versus upset.
Nervous means worried or anxious about a future event. I am nervous about my exam.
Upset means sad or angry about something that happened. She was upset because she lost her phone. Pair number 25, high versus tall.
Use tall for people, trees, and buildings. He is a tall man. That is a tall tower.
Use high for position, mountains, or things far from the ground. The mountain is very high. The plane flies high in the sky.
We never say he is a high man. We say he is a tall man. Welcome back. Let's look at how our brain works. Pair number 26, remember versus remind.
Remember is something you do yourself. It is inside your head. I remember my first day of school. Did you remember to lock the door?
Remind is when someone else helps you to remember. Please remind me to call my mom. This song reminds me of my childhood.
You cannot remind yourself unless you use a note or an alarm, but generally, I remember and you remind me. Pair number 27, miss versus lose.
Use lose for objects or possessions that you can't not find. I lost my keys. I lost my wallet.
Use miss for transport, events, or people. I missed the bus. I miss my family.
We never say I lost the bus. That means the bus disappeared from the world. We say I missed the bus.
Pair number 28, mistake versus fault.
A mistake is an incorrect action or idea. I made a spelling mistake.
Fault is the responsibility for something bad. It is not my fault that we are late. The accident was his fault. Pair number 29, wait versus expect versus hope.
Wait is the action of staying in one place until something happens. I wait for the bus.
Expect means you think something will happen. I expect it to rain because it is cloudy.
Hope means you want something to happen. I hope I win the lottery.
Pair number 30, habit versus custom.
A habit belongs to one person. Biting my nails is a bad habit.
A custom belongs to a society or culture. It is a custom to shake hands in America. Part 7, work and study.
Let's go back to the office. Pair number 31, job versus work.
Job is a countable noun. It is your specific profession. I have a new job. He applied for 3 jobs.
Work is an uncountable noun. It is the general activity. I have a lot of work to do. I go to work.
Pair number 32, study versus learn.
Study is the process. It takes time and effort. I studied English for 5 years.
Learn is the result. It means you gained the skill. I learned how to swim.
You can study and learn nothing, but hopefully if you study hard, you will learn.
Pair number 33, employer versus employer.
The employer is the boss or the company. My employer pays me well.
The employee is the worker. This company has 50 employees. Pair number 34, salary versus wage.
A salary is usually paid monthly or yearly. He has a high annual salary.
A wage is usually paid by the hour. The minimum wage is $15 per hour. Pair number 35, resume versus CV.
In the USA, we usually use resume. It is a short summary of your work. In the UK and Europe, they use CV. It can be longer. Your CV is very impressive. Pair number 36, colleague versus classmate. A colleague is someone you work with. I am going to lunch with my colleagues. A classmate is someone you study with. My classmates are friendly. Part 8, places and nature. Where are we? Let's look at places. Pair number 37, house versus home. A house is the physical building. My house is made of brick. I bought a big house. Home is the emotional place where you live. It can be a house, an apartment, or a tent. I want to go home. I feel at home here. We say go home, not go to home, but we say go to the house. Pair number 38, floor versus ground. Floor is the surface inside a building. Don't drop food on the floor. Ground is the surface outside in nature. We sat on the ground in the park. Pair number 39, shade versus shadow. Shadow is the dark shape made by an object blocking the light. Look at my long shadow on the wall. Shade is a cool, dark area protected from the sun. It is too hot. Let's sit in the shade under the tree. Pair number 40, story versus history. A story is a narrative. Tell me a bedtime story. History is the study of past events. I learned about American history in school. Pair number 41, desert versus dessert. A desert is a hot, dry place with sand. The Sahara is a huge desert. A dessert is sweet food after dinner. I want ice cream for dessert. Pair number 42, sea versus ocean. An ocean is huge and open. There are only 5 oceans. The Pacific Ocean. A sea is smaller and usually enclosed by land. The Mediterranean Sea. Part 9. Quantity and adverbs. Let's count. Pair number 43. Much versus many. Use many for countable nouns. How many apples? How many people? Use much for uncountable nouns. How much water? How much money? Pair number 44. A few versus a little. Same rule. Use a few for countable things. I have a few friends. Use a little for uncountable things. I have a little sugar. Pair number 45. Hard versus hardly. Hard means difficult or solid. The exam was hard. I work hard. Hardly means almost not. It is negative. I hardly know him. I hardly work today. Be careful. I work hard means you are a good worker. I hardly work means you are lazy. Pair number 46. Late versus lately. Late means not on time. He arrived late. Lately means recently. I haven't seen him lately. Pair number 47. To versus very. Very means a high degree. The soup is very hot. To means excessive or negative. The soup is too hot. Part 10. Tricky verbs and false friends. We are almost finished. Let's look at the hardest ones. Pair number 48. Rise versus raise. Rise means to go up by itself. The sun rises. Prices are rising. Raise means to lift something up. Please raise your hand. The store raised the prices. Pair number 49. Lie versus lay. Lie means to recline or rest your body. I am going to lie down on the sofa. Lay means to put something down carefully. Please lay the baby in the crib. Chickens lay eggs. And finally, pair number 50. Actually versus currently. This is the biggest false friend for Spanish, French, and Portuguese speakers. Actually means in fact or truthfully. It corrects a misunderstanding. I look young, but actually I am 40 years old. Currently means now or at this moment. I am currently working in London. Do not use actually to mean time.
Currently. Wow, we did it. We covered 50 pairs of confusing words. That is 100 words in total.
That was a lot of information. My brain is full.
Don't worry if you cannot remember all of them today.
You can watch this video again. Actually, you should watch it again.
Did you notice James used actually correctly there?
I did.
I did. Please write a sentence in the comments using one of these confusing pairs. We will check your grammar.
For example, write a sentence using make and do.
Thank you for watching our masterclass. If this was helpful, please click the like button.
And subscribe to the Coffee in English channel for more slow English practice.
Have a wonderful day. Don't be bored, be interested.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.